Okay. Checking 1, 2. It's looking like I am getting a live feed on Facebook. So now let's see if we can. Okay, I'm also live on YouTube. So now let's look over at yeah, so my CPU usage is considerably higher. I was somewhere around the 7% range um previously, and now I am at uh 34%, so that's fun. But that's definitely sustainable. I feel like that's not too bad. Um let me pull up my stream um on YouTube and Facebook. Captioning system looks like it's working well. So check 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to share this feed with Paul. Checking 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, 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 check 1, 2, 1, 2. So, anyways, I am currently streaming to um, both Facebook Live and YouTube. I am going to check my Facebook Live stream to make sure that that is um, performing. Oh, hey, thanks, Parker. Um, Glad to hear it's working. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is for work. Um, uh, we wanted to test out this captioning service. Um, with in the past, other live streaming that's been done um, on campus has used a service that actually uses people to watch and listen to video, and then I think caption, which is a lot more expensive than this service, which is free. It's uh it's just a website called webcaptioner.com that you go to. You give access to your microphone, and then it just listens and captions as you go. It does not use punctuation in its captioning, so uh, you don't exactly get to see how someone is speaking the correct cadence. And for example, if you did want like for example an exclamation point, see, if you look in the captions, if you say a type of punctuation, it will appear. So question mark. Yeah. So it's not perfect, but it definitely works. Um, it definitely works, and it's really easy to utilize. So for the purposes of a live streamed event on campus here, it's a great way to make that work. You simply open the web captioner page in a separate. You do require multiple. Um, yeah, Paul, I can find some text. You do require some. Uh, what was I saying? I have lost my train of thought on what I was trying to say. That's fine. I think it was on captioning. You have to have a secondary monitor, so that it's a second display, because OBS will not want to capture the page from the same display that OBS is running in. So you have to have it separately. Okay, sounds good, Paul. That'd be good. You can also maybe get a sense of latency. I just got your text um, about seeing if Jonathan is available. Um, so so currently the CPU is running around 35.8%, right in that range, mid 30s, whereas streaming to a single platform ran around about 7 to 8%. So it definitely increases the CPU usage, but I don't think 35 is really bad whatsoever. I haven't had any dropped frames. Um, so what I do is, so you set up your stream output, but then you also set up your output for quote unquote recording, and you set that to a web address with the stream key added at the end, and then that actually just feeds it to a secondary stream. And the video detailing how to do it that I found on YouTube suggested doing it to Facebook first because it's a little easier. But I imagine you could do YouTube and then Facebook. So Paul, if you're still there, and you'd like me to read something, let me know. I just pulled up the College of Charleston Wikipedia article. That's usually my go-to for reading something because I'd rather not read. I do have a book of poetry here, but I don't want to get caught unawares with something that's rather inappropriate. But yeah, Paul, if you could text me again to let me know if and when you're ready, or if Jonathan has joined. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read the CFC Wikipedia page. The College of Charleston, also known as CFC or Charleston, is a public liberal arts college in Charleston, South Carolina. Founded in 1770 and chartered in 1785, it is the oldest college in South Carolina, the 13th oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, and the oldest municipal college in the country. The founders of the college include 3 future signers of the Declaration of Independence and 3 future signers of the United States Constitution. The College of Charleston was founded in 1770, making it the 13th oldest institution of higher education and oldest municipal college in the United States. The school was formerly known as Charleston College. The College of Charleston consists of 6 academic schools, as well as the Honors College and the Graduate School of the University of Charleston, South Carolina. There is a bulleted list. The School of the Arts, the School of Business, the School of Education, Health, and Human Performance, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs, the School of Sciences and Mathematics, the Honors College, the Graduate School of the University of Charleston, South Carolina. I currently on YouTube have 2 concurrent viewers. Playback number is at 5. And then on Facebook, which I can't imagine anyone is on, I have 3 viewers. I'm not sure who all that is. Now I have 1. That may also, I do not know if your own stream is counted in that. Hold on, let me pull up. It was this one. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Paul. If you could check the Facebook feed as well, that'd be good, just to make sure that they're both running well. Still at about 35% CPU usage. No drop frames. Been live about 10 minutes. Also, Jade, thank you for commenting. I saw that. I'm glad the captioning system looks good. YouTube's is a little finicky, so also you have to have an X amount of subscribers for the YouTube auto generation to actually work. Good to hear, Paul. I'm glad the Facebook feed is looking good. But yeah, the YouTube auto captioner takes it actually requires that the account has X amount of subscribers. I think it's somewhere around 1,000 or something, or maybe it may be a few hundred. I have one. Shout out to my friend for subscribing. But but yeah. So obviously I couldn't test that, and some quick research online just said, hey, use web captioner. It looks really good. I think it has the background. You can change the background color actually. I think black is a really good color to use, but you can change the text color and the um uh you can change the text color. You can change um the background color. I think you can also give it a shadow. You can change letter spacing. It's actually pretty. It's a decently robust um kind of set of settings, especially for a free service. Now, I mean, obviously there may be some concerns over security reasons, but when you're using something like this for a, for example, if you were running a live stream for a church or some kind of similar organization, or for a college like this, perhaps your privacy issues are not going to be such a concern because it is only going to be used for events that are going to be live streamed anyways. And also, I'm sure you can disable any kind of access that you've provided to the web captioner. So it's not really a big issue. Now, maybe you don't, if for some reason you don't want to use your personal computer, that would be okay. But also, if you're serious about streaming to a certain point, you probably will want to have a somewhat dedicated machine for the streaming regardless. So, um, but yeah, it looks pretty solid. Still not reading any drop frames on OBS. 34.9% CPU. It says it's holding at 30 frames. Kilobits per second is 2638, 2746, right in that range. Mid twos. So I'll read a little bit more. Uh, yeah. So it's looking like. Oh no, I did say a bunch of numbers just a minute ago. I wanted to see how the uh wanted to see how the captioning looked there for a second. All right, Paul. So I'll run this for a bit, and it should archive it. So I think YouTube streams are saved. So if you did want to send this to Jonathan to review, just to see how it ran, I'm sure that would be fine. I don't think I've said anything or done anything that is inappropriate for a work related video. I don't think. I have it is a personal YouTube account, so I mean, don't go digging too far on anything because I've had to upload like family stuff. Although I believe all my family videos are private. And maybe just some video game content, but yeah. So test is running well still. Good to see a little engagement from some of my friends. I appreciate it. Um, Glad it's working well though. Let me check on see if there's any kind of update on the YouTube feed. Um, so playbacks were 5, concurrent viewers now 1. Okay, so I think that may count your own feed or your own review of your stream as a viewer, so that's not really meaningful. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit more just to have a flow of something being read rather than off the cuff speaking. This is a section on the campus, about the campus, on the College of Charleston Wikipedia page. The College of Charleston's main campus in downtown Charleston includes 11 residence halls, 19 historic homes, 5 fraternity houses, and 9 sorority houses. It contains a mix of modern and historic buildings. Outside of downtown Charleston, the college campus includes the Grice Marine Lab on James Island, the J. Stewart Walker Sailing Center, and the Patriots Point Athletic Complex in Mount Pleasant. The North Campus in North Charleston, no longer, and the 881-acre Stono Preserve, formerly Dixie Plantation on the Stono River. Yeah, so see, the captioning is kind of hit or miss on a few words that may partly be due to how I'm saying them. Um, the web captioner web page claims that my microphone is too quiet, but I feel that these captions reflect that my mic isn't actually too quiet. I think it's more probably on my phrasing and how I've pronounced some of the words I've said. But let's go back to that article just to read a little bit more to keep the stream going. I might shoot for 20 minutes just for a nice round number. Although I'm sure no one will actually watch the whole thing, but I did get a message on YouTube. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not. So I had some kind of error on YouTube, which is good to note. 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering. Okay, so I should probably review that, see what the stream on the YouTube end looks like. We maybe be able to improve that just by increasing latency or delay on the YouTube end. If you improve that, that might help. So I'm gonna text Paul about that real quick. Note that ingestion errors can cause incorrect GOP group of picture sizes. So I am having, my stream status is poor on YouTube. So, all right. So let me ask Paul that. So let me Paul that. Sorry, I'm looking at the captioning. All right. So it looks like that's probably a YouTube issue rather than a also. So let me finish my sentence. It looks like that may be more on the YouTube end rather than OBS, because OBS is performing fine, looks good. I am operating this all on Wi-Fi, which is probably a good stress test of stream capability on Wi-Fi. I know preferably we wouldn't do streams via Wi-Fi for a bevy of reasons, but I had it set with Wi-Fi. I've got a lot of things plugged into this MacBook, and I figured I'd just run with a test real quick on the Wi-Fi. The load's not too heavy right now. There's like no one in the building. So I will review the YouTube end product to see how it looks once we hit those keyframe issues. And it may just be a matter of like what's queued as the lead or the main stream. What's because what I did to set this up is you set one as I think I may have already said this, but you set one as your stream output, and then you set one as the record output. But instead of recording it locally or on an external drive or something, you send that record feed to another stream output. So it's a kind of cool little workaround, especially when you have a computer that has enough processing power to handle it. So that's good, which this computer does. Well, I think the computer does. There may be an issue with its communication with YouTube, or it may actually be a processing issue. So we'll see. But I think I'll be able to play around with that. So I'm gonna finish this campus section real quick, and then I will wrap up the stream. The College of Charleston downtown campus is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Additionally, the Avery Institute, which is now the home to the Avery Research Center for African American History and Culture, and the William Blacklock House are also listed individually on the register. The College of Charleston has been noted for its beautiful campus. In 2014, it was ranked as one of the top 10 best landscape colleges on the East Coast. In 2017, Travel and Leisure magazine named the college America's most beautiful college campus. Okay, so that concludes this stream test for now. I may do another one here shortly, just to test to see what this same setup looks like, but going to YouTube first and then Facebook. That'll be a shorter stream, probably just like maybe 5-7 minutes, just to test, and that's if I do it at all. But I'm gonna just to see what that looks like. So thanks everyone who tuned in to watch and assist. I appreciate the feedback and the support. And maybe you'll see or hear from me here in a minute. So, thanks.